The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest of the world's oceans, with an area of about 106,460,000 square kilometers. It covers approximately 20% of Earth's surface and about 29% of its water surface area. It is known to separate the Old World from the New World in the European perception of the world. The Atlantic Ocean occupies an elongated, S-shaped basin extending longitudinally between Europe and Africa to the east, and the Americas to the west. As one component of the interconnected world ocean, it is connected in the north to the Arctic Ocean, to the Pacific Ocean in the southwest, the Indian Ocean in the southeast, and the Southern Ocean in the South Atlantic Ocean at about 8 degrees north. Scientific explorations of the Atlantic include the Challenger expedition, the German Meteor expedition, Columbia University's Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory, and the United States Navy Hydrographic Office. The oldest known mentions of an Atlantic Sea come from Stesichorus around mid-6th century BC. Atlantis Thalassa, where the name refers to the sea beyond the Pillars of Heracles, which is said to be part of the sea that surrounds all land. In these uses, the name refers to Atlas, the Titan in Greek mythology, who supported the heavens and who later appeared as a frontispiece in medieval maps and also lent his name to modern atlases. On the other hand, to early Greek sailors and in ancient Greek mythological literature such as the Iliad and the Odyssey, this all-encompassing ocean was instead known as Oceanus, the gigantic river that encircled the world, in contrast to the enclosed seas well known to the Greeks, the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. In contrast, the term Atlantic originally referred specifically to the Atlas Mountains in Morocco and the Sea off the Strait of Gibraltar and the North African coast. The Greek word thalassa has been reused by scientists for the huge Panthalassa Ocean that surrounded the supercontinent Pangaea hundreds of millions of years ago. The term Ethiopian Ocean, derived from ancient Ethiopia, was applied to the southern Atlantic as late as the mid-19th century. During the Age of Discovery, the Atlantic was also known to English cartographers as the Great Western Ocean. The pond is a term often used by British and American speakers in reference to the northern Atlantic Ocean. As a form of meiosis, or sarcastic understatement, the term dates to as early as 1640. First appearing in print in pamphlet released during the reign of Charles I, and reproduced in 1869 in Nehemiah Wallington's Historical Notices of Events Occurring Chiefly in the Reign of Charles I, where Great Pond is used in reference to the Atlantic Ocean by Francis Windebank, Charles I's Secretary of State. The International Hydrographic Organization defined the limits of the oceans and seas in 1953. But some of these definitions have been revised since then and some are not used by various authorities, institutions, and countries. See for example the Kia World Factbook. Correspondingly, the extent and number of oceans and seas vary. The Atlantic Ocean is bounded on the west by North and South America. It connects to the Arctic Ocean through the Denmark Strait, Greenland Sea, Norwegian Sea and Barents Sea. To the east, the boundaries of the ocean proper are Europe, the Strait of Gibraltar and Africa. In the southeast, the Atlantic merges into the Indian Ocean, the 20 degrees east meridian, running south from Cape Agulhas to Antarctica defines its border. In the 1953 definition it extends south to Antarctica, while in later maps it is bounded at the 60 degrees parallel by the Southern Ocean. The Atlantic has irregular coasts indented by numerous bays, gulfs and seas. These include the Baltic Sea, Black Sea, Caribbean Sea, Davis Strait, Denmark Strait, part of the Drake Passage, Gulf of Mexico, Labrador Sea, Mediterranean Sea, North Sea, Norwegian Sea, almost all of the Scotia Sea, and other tributary water bodies. Including these marginal seas, the coastline of the Atlantic measures 111,866 kilometers compared to 135,663 kilometers for the Pacific. Including its marginal seas, The Atlantic covers an area of 106,460,000 square kilometers and has a volume of 305,811,900 cubic kilometers, and the South Atlantic 40,270,000 square kilometers and the maximum depth. The Milwaukee Deep in the Puerto Rico Trench is 8,376 meters. Top large seas. The bathymetry of the Atlantic is dominated by a submarine mountain range called the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It runs from 87 degrees north or 300 kilometers south of the North Pole to the subantarctic Bouvet Island at 54 degrees south. The Mare divides the Atlantic longitudinally into two halves, in each of which a series of basins are delimited by secondary transverse ridges. The Mare reaches above 2,000 meters along most of its length, but is interrupted by larger transform faults at two places: the Romage Trench near the equator and the Gibbs Fracture Zone at 53 degrees north. The Mare is a barrier for bottom water, but at these two transform faults deep water currents can pass from one side to the OTH.